Good evening, and it's Rob, and this is
Mark.
and we're your tired Tetrakey people today. Mark's been up and flew. I can't even talk clearly. Flew early this morning, and I was up most of last night with a 1-year-old. And we've just spent the past 4 hours or so playing with Tetrakey and playing with it in terms of what's working, what's not, what do we need to keep doing, what do we need to do more of, less of, stop, change, adapt, so on and so forth. If you want a sneaky peek, there's doodles up on the board. And Mark, what's been your takeaways from this past 4 hours that we spent?
I think it was, well, first and foremost, it was an understanding of the need for this conversation. I think we were both in a place where our passion's still there, our drive is still there. We just needed to get back on the same page a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I think that was a first reflection. So it's really understanding at what point do you need to have those conversations, and also what are the triggers in your business that you should never ignore to have these conversations. So I think that's my first reflection that came out tonight. The second thing, there we go, we're back.
Ta-da! We're back again. The internet worked.
My words of wisdom overrun the internet. So yeah, I was having a structure around the conversation because I think it's sometimes very easy to just start, waffling's not the right word, but you start going into details of the conversation where you don't actually agree the topics first and foremost. So we found ourselves sometimes going into solving the problems without actually formulating questions. And so that was the second thing that I thought we did quite well. Mm-hmm. And then the third thing is we made some really good decisions tonight around our geographical locations and how we're going to focus on those, around Facebook Live. We made a decision around Facebook Live, around how are we going to structure our different businesses, revenue shares, everything. So and short term, i.e. within the next 6 weeks,
and medium term next year.
Medium term with a big target for us for the 1st of April next year, which we won't reveal what it is.
I think I've already revealed it, but anyway.
But now put a date to it.
We'll put a date to it. And it's interesting that the need for innovation in business is sort of obvious to us right now because we're looking to trade in 4 different continents. And we started off with our marketing, our messaging, our communication really only facing South Africa.
Yep.
And now we're at the point where we're playing in 5 or 6 different time zones. If we look at the 3 in the US and Europe and Australasia. And also how each one of those culturally communicates differently. And how for us as a business now we need to be communicating differently to match that. And so that's quite obvious for us because of those geographical changes, I suppose. But do you think that small businesses innovate enough or reflect and review what they're doing and adapt to their new circumstances enough?
I think from the organisations I interact with on a regular basis, I think we need to get the balance between running a business on emotion and gut and running a business on science and objectivity. I think if we elaborate on what you've just been talking about now in terms of how we're adapting our message based on the geography that we are communicating to, the only reason we got the answer to that question is we engaged with people in those geographies, asked them the question, what do they think, and listened to the answer. And I think that's
even when the answer's not what you want to hear.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's something when I speak to business owners and ask them the question, when's the last time you asked a client a question about your business? Oh, we get feedback. No, well, yeah, okay, you get feedback. When do you actually directly ask them a question? So I think all businesses should understand what their core offering is. I think they should be very clear in terms of what the demographics are
Sleep. Hello, we're back again. For some reason, the Wi-Fi signal decided to disappear. Angelique's watching this. Angelique does all our web design and graphic design and social media updating. So Angelique, you'll understand about the magical Wi-Fi system.
I'm just not going to talk anymore either.
Mark's not going to talk. He's overwhelming the internet. It's interesting on this innovation thing. Tony Robbins, who most of you will have heard of, says that if you don't make 2 significant innovations in your business, hello there in the internet. I'm just moving somewhere where there might be better internet signal. So Tony Robbins says if you're not making 2 major innovation changes in your business every 9 months and executing on them to 100%, your business is unlikely to see out anything beyond 5 years. That was at the end of a study that he did where he was studying businesses that had gone from 0 startup to having been survived for over 30 years. So I just wonder what innovation you're making in your business, what questions it is you ask your clients, and how you truly go about listening to the responses that they give you. So maybe that's something to have a think about over the next 24 hours, 48 hours, is to ask your clients some questions and really hear what their answers are and come up with some things to carry on doing and some things to adapt and innovate in your business based upon that response. That's it from us this evening. Good night, Mark.
Good night, Rob.
Good night, Mark. We'll see you all tomorrow.